Have you ever caught yourself lost in a thought, playing out scenarios in your mind, imagining a conversation with someone where things go terribly wrong? Maybe you're fighting with that person you hate in your mind, or worrying about outcomes that haven't even happened yet. If you have, you're not alone. We all do it. But here's the thing, what if I told you that your imagination is not just a random playground for thoughts? It's actually the most powerful tool you have to shape your reality. Most of us use it against ourselves without even realizing it. Think about this for a moment. How often do we use our imagination to relive embarrassing moments, rehearse worst case scenarios, or create endless loops of negative inner dialogue? Psychologically, this is known as rumination. Our mind gets stuck in these loops, and it feels real because our brain can't fully distinguish between the imagined experiences and the actual ones. This means that every time you imagine a negative outcome or harshly criticize yourself in your mind, your body reacts as if it's happening right now. Say you have a big presentation coming up. Instead of imagining yourself confidently sharing your ideas, your mind drifts to a scene where you are stumbling over your words, your audience is bored, and your boss looks disappointed. This inner dialogue becomes your script, and without even realizing it, you're priming yourself for failure. This happens because our imagination is a tool, like a knife. It can either be used to create something beautiful or to harm. And for many of us, the tool has become rusty. Life experiences and self doubt often teach us to focus on what can go wrong. We are essentially training our imagination to work against us. But here's the good news. Just as you have unknowingly trained your mind to spiral into negativity, you can consciously train it to work in your favor. Your imagination can become your most trusted ally if you know how to use it. Let's take a closer look at how this works. In psychology, there's a concept called self concept. It's essentially the mental image you hold of yourself. Every time you engage in negative self talk, you are reinforcing a self concept that's limited and fearful. For instance, if you keep telling yourself, I'm so bad at speaking, your mind begins to believe it, and your behavior aligns with that belief. On the flip side, your imagination can be used to rewrite this narrative. When you visualize yourself as confident, articulate, and successful, you're feeding your mind a new script. Over time, your brain begins to accept it as your new reality. Now, the bigger question is how to use imagination to your advantage. So, can we flip the script? Can you start to actually use imagination to create positive experiences and outcomes? Here are two powerful methods. First, mental rehearsal. This is the practice of vividly imagining yourself succeeding in a specific situation. Here's how to do it. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Bring to mind the scenario you want to succeed in. For example, giving a presentation or having a tough conversation. Imagine yourself in the situation. See it in vivid detail. What are you wearing? How does the room look? Who is there? Now focus on how you're feeling. You see, feeling is the key. Imagine yourself calm, confident, and in control. Feel the sense of accomplishment and the pride you would feel if you were to ace that presentation. Now repeat this daily. The more you rehearse success, the more natural it will feel when the time comes. Second, rewrite your inner dialogue. Your inner dialogue is like a script for your life. If you don't like the story, it's time to rewrite it. Start by catching yourself in moments of negative self talk. Awareness is key. Challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this really true or am I just assuming the worst? Replace the negative thought with a positive one, empowering one. For example, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, try, I'm learning and growing every day. Speak to yourself as you would to a close friend. Use kindness and encouragement. Over time, this practice will rewire your thought patterns and reshape your self concept. Your imagination is not broken. It's simply waiting for you to take the wheel and guide it. When you consciously use your imagination to visualize success and speak kindly to yourself, you're not just dreaming. You're laying the foundation of a life that reflects your highest potential. So, next time your mind drifts into negativity, pause. Remember, you have the power to change the narrative. Use your imagination wisely and watch as your life begins to transform.